Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. I literally just got back from Canada's second largest LEGO convention called Bricksie in Toronto. I literally flew across the country and just landed back here in Edmonton about 2 hours ago. And here we are, back in the LEGO room, right? So yeah, Bricksie is the second largest LEGO convention in Canada. I guess the first one is actually BrickCan, and that's located in Vancouver. Maybe one day I'll have to check that out as well. But while I was at Bricksie, I saw some incredible LEGO city layouts. And some people were taking modular buildings, one or two of them, or just additional pieces, and increasing the size of them, just like I did with my boutique hotel. And I want to do more of those here throughout the LEGO City. In fact, I've been planning on doing that ever since I came back from Brick World Chicago. So today we're going to work on expanding the bookshop. So the bookshop actually comes with two separate modules. One is a turquoise townhouse, and the other is birch books, which is the bookstore. It's right there beside the corner garage and also the townhouse. So as you can see, I've got two townhouses, but there's only one bookshop. So I actually have the additional pieces, which are all sorted by part type. And with those pieces, we're gonna be able to expand that modular building. So it looks like we're gonna have to do some LEGO surgery as well, because these two structures right here are actually sharing a mills plate. There we go, now the townhouses are on their own little half base plates there. And now it's time to take a look at the ground floor of the birch bookshop, which honestly does not have a lot going on for it. There is a little cash counter there with the cash register, the green staircase. At the top of that staircase, there's a little bookshelf. There's another bookshelf underneath that staircase there. Let's see if I can get access to it. There we go. This was some ingot tiles and some of the modified 1x2s, and then another bookshelf right there. I really like the tile detail on the floor. But yeah, besides a couple bookshelves, there's not much going on. I guess it is a bookstore, so what else would you put in there? But I think if we give it the whole base plate, we'll be able to increase the amount of details within the interior. So I'm making one big mess here, of course, because that's how I operate. Parts absolutely everywhere. Now, originally I thought, oh yeah, it's going to be so easy. We're just going to double this thing up, right? Slap an extra window on either side of the entrance, easy peasy, it's done. Well, guess what? Of course, the spacing doesn't work that way. Because I had an additional stud here, right? So I actually decided to double up this. But then we had two studs in the middle and one stud there. So they actually opened up 4 studs. So what I could have done is just put an additional window in. So rather than having 2 windows, you could have 3. But then it just becomes like an all glass storefront, and that's not really the feel that the bookshop gives me, right? Like all glass storefront, no, that doesn't really match the original design. So I don't really want to do that. So of course I'm stuck with having to try and space out the 2 windows. So what I've done is I've doubled up the sides here. So there's an additional stud there. Then there's 2 studs here and 1 stud there. Now I've just sort of replicated the design here. I think that's going to look good running up the side of the building because it sort of is the original, right? But unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough of these pieces to do that between the windows. So I'm going to have to come up with a different design between the windows. But I think that's good because if this is just running up the side, it just sort of frames the building nicely in the end. And that's sort of how the original is. But I'll have to figure out how I'm going to treat the space between the 2 windows. So what did we just do in the LEGO room? Parted out a bunch of animal brickheads, right? Oh yeah, these are going to come in super handy. These are from the interior of the brickheads. They're like those amazing snap bricks, and those are going to work perfectly between those windows. So here we have the new and improved birch bookshop ground floor. There was a lot of trial and error with this, and I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to use those like snot bricks from the brickheads between the windows. You see what I did there? Put them between the windows, and then I just put some tiles on there. I didn't want to carry over this design because I didn't have enough of those pieces, and I just don't think it would look right because those more so like frame the structure, right? And another thing that I could have done is just taken the nougat, like because there's arches that go over top of those wheel wells there, and what I could do is just have nougat go down. But I did try that, and I just thought it looked too nougat, and I wanted to like keep this all light gray on the bottom. So then I actually just added a cheese slope there, and that sort of matched up with the slides on top of the windows, and I think that looks pretty good. Stayed with the original design of the arch going over top of the door, and also the arches or like the wheel wells going over top of the windows. And then I changed up these because they were like those rounded 1x1s. I decided to go with the quarter round tiles because they create like a half circle, and I just think that looks a little bit better because once again I've increased this from 1 stud to 2, so it makes more sense to have like the half circle there. And yeah, I just think this is a great job. Now, can you build this using just just the parts from 2 bookshops? No, unfortunately you can't. Like when I build this stuff, I grab parts from my inventory. I just have a hard time not doing that. Like this looks so much better when you have the 2x2 jumpers and then some ingots. Did the set come with any ingots? No, it didn't, but it is what it is. You could build something pretty close to it, I guess. In the interior here, I fully tiled it off, but there were some part constraints in regards to the tiles. That's why you'll see some quarter rounds there. It's like their tiles like chipped away or something. Pretty much the cash counter and that little book cabinet stayed the same, but then I doubled this book cabinet by just creating another one. And then this one right here is a doozy built using brackets, snot bricks, plates, modified plates, and it essentially just takes their book cabinet or bookcase design and sort of doubles it up. Then I put a little reading chair in the corner there. Customers can maybe sit there. And then there's an island in the middle with some more books on either side of that as well. And then there are some nice books in the front window, such as the Disney book, Little Friends Botanical book. And those are clipped in spot using the modified plates, like the 1x1s, with the clips on top of little cones. And those hold those books so they can be seen in the window. And I think that looks great. Oh yeah, I also doubled this up as well. So just built one using a few different parts, pretty much the same colors. I guess I could have switched up the colors a little bit, but I couldn't find appropriate colors to replace that red snap brick. So I just decided to use the same one. Looks pretty good though, hey? The base floor. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Oh yeah, I also added more windows to the back here, just evenly spaced those. The white windows with the green shutters. Yeah, beauty. There we go. First floor done. So the first floor was a little bit challenging because I had to get the window spacing correct and I also had to center the door. So pretty much everything had to be like ripped apart and remodeled, and then also the interiors all tiled off, right? Whereas the second floor, it was more so just like blowing up the wall and then expanding it, doubling the plates on the bottom side, right? And then getting the spacing for the windows right was important as well. So there's actually the same sort of modified panels on the side there that frame the building. And then it goes 3 bricks, 2, 2, 2, 3. It's sort of the best spacing that you can come up with to make it even and look good. It is a bit thick on the side here, but that's all right. I'm happy with that. I think it looks pretty good. And the interior, well, there's some details in there. A couple area rugs, a little reading chair, another little bookcase there, and then another area rug at the back door, and also the grandfather clock. Now, most of these little mini builds come from the set, of course, because you want to try to stay true to the original. And honestly, there's just not a whole lot going on in this set in general, but at least the backside of this floor actually had a little patio. So added some planters there and a little place to sit. But honestly, like, there probably could be some more interior details, but I'll tell you what, I caught a flight this morning. Well, I woke up to catch my flight at 3:30 a.m. Toronto time. That's 1:30 a.m. I haven't slept yet. So I think that's pretty much as good as I'm trying to make it for today at least. I mentioned that there was some part constraints, right? Yeah, that's why there's green jumpers and stuff underneath the bookcases, but that actually matches up nicely with the staircase, right? And that staircase, of course, will line up with this. The convenient thing is the staircase didn't have to be relocated. It just sort of stayed true to the original design. Let's see if I can line it up here. Japers. There we go. But yeah, it stayed true to the original design, so it just pops up right there, and then there's a continuation of that staircase to the top floor. But yeah, like when this was created, all you had to do is, once again, blow out that wall and then just double it this way. The stairs didn't have to move, the stair hole didn't have to move, and when you doubled it, you didn't have to make an additional stair hole and modify it. So yeah, it was pretty easy to create the second floor of this build. So all it needs now is a roof, right? Here we go, the doubled roof. Once again, part constraints made this a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. but I think everything actually worked out really nicely. It's perfect. So these windows here, like the original set, where's my manual? Right here. It has 6 windows. So of course that was doubled up to 12. And then the framework with the tiles going over top of those windows was just extended with a 1x6 tile to make up the difference. Cheese slopes on the front, like this is all original design, right? But just doubled up really. There were some constraints in regards to the top here. For example, it used the 1x4 curve slopes, and I wanted to use the 1x2s, but I only had 2 of those in my inventory, but then we had 4 of these ones here. So I actually just made it come up a little bit. I think that worked. It just adds like a little bit of texture to the top of the roof and looks really good, right? Inside the windows, you can see some flowers, and I just love this tile design, all from the original set, and also these like skeleton legs holding the bars. I had to pull a bunch of those from my black pieces because there were not nearly enough to do that, but luckily I had some. Add a little bird's nest on top of the window there, or on top of the on top of the roof, sorry. And then on the back side, there you go, added some more windows. The original did not have that. Why did I need to do that? Well, that's because when you look at the original, you realize that if you want to double it and you want to do it this way, there's a lot more of these slopes that are exposed. So you actually need to conserve these slopes, and I didn't have any. So put this angled window in the back, and it's held in place using some of the hinges, and then there's some brackets on the bottom of those hinges. So these tiles do a great job of sort of hiding the gap. And then this hinges at the perfect angle to match these awesome 3 tall slopes in the back. Pretty cool, hey? Yeah, but the interior, okay, I just stuck with the original really. Not much in here, okay? Just 2 beds, so double the bed. And also there is a terrarium there. Yeah, I know, not too much, but I'm happy with it. I'm more so like worried about the exterior of this build, like making sure that the exterior looks good when it's on display in the city. And to be honest with you, the bookshop didn't have much inside of it to begin with, right? So just like the Lego set, this one, it has quite a bit inside. Like there's way more books on display and some stuff in the front windows, and then some more area rugs and stuff up top here, and some nice plants or flowers on the back balcony. Also, this window is new, and it's double the size, right? So it's nice and big. It looks pretty fresh, I would say. Pretty excited about it. There we go, everybody. It's the double bookshop. So what do you think? Is that pretty cool or what, everybody? I think it's pretty amazing. You know what? I was looking at rebrickable models for this set, and I was like, no, I don't really want to do rebrickables because this is cool. You could have 2 of these side by side, right? And then this is cool. Why not just double what is already here rather than creating something different for the city? And that's the new direction I want to head with the city, like I was mentioning at the beginning of this video. I want to start doubling my modular buildings just like I did with the boutique hotel, right? Which is right there, the triple boutique hotel behind that train station. So I want to start doing more of this, and I think we're off to a really good start. I did it with the Creator 3-in-1s, which of course are over here on the beach, and I plan to do it to a bunch more, which includes the police station, the jazz club, the pet shop, and also the corner garage, I think, as well. Hey, you know what? I owe you an apology. I'm sorry. I know it's going to bother a lot of people that I didn't put this on straight. It's been a long day. Fixing that now as I'm placing it in the Lego City. Also, something else that bothers me is I didn't do the light gray along here. And I know some of the 1x1 gold tiles on the front there aren't perfectly like straight, so they're not like the diamonds on either side of the building. I'm going to try and fix all that. I've just had a long day. I'm sorry, everybody. But either way, there it is, placed in the Lego City beside the corner garage and also the turquoise townhouses across the street from the Octane gas station and the construction site. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure if that's going to be its finalized position, and I'm not sure if it's actually done yet. I might try to add some more interior details, such as maybe a washroom and a little mini kitchen or something like that on the 2nd and 3rd floor, just to make it look a little bit more complete in the interior. But from the exterior, I think it looks really good. Really satisfied with the design, and I don't think any changes need to happen to the exterior. So for now, I'm happy with it. And it looks really good placed in the Lego City there. So I'm pretty fired up, and I'm excited that I was able to finish that project today upon my return from Bricksie the 6 in Toronto. And there we go, another Lego City project taken care of, and I can't wait to continue working on the city tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And farewell. Have a great day.